According to study, nearly 60% of Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Imagine the stress and uncertainty that can come with unexpected financial setbacks. That's why having an emergency fund is crucial for everyone. Welcome to our video on emergency funds. How much do you really need? In this video, we'll delve into the importance of having an emergency fund, how to calculate the right amount for your individual needs, and provide practical tips for building one. So whether you're just starting to think about your financial safety net or looking to fine-tune your saving strategy, stick around to learn everything you need to know about emergency funds. Let's get started by understanding the importance of emergency fund. Imagine this. You're going about your day, everything seems fine, and then suddenly your car breaks down. The mechanic says it's going to cost a hefty sum to fix. Or perhaps a medical emergency arises and you find yourself facing a pile of unexpected bills. These are examples of unforeseen financial emergencies that can happen to anyone at any time. Without an emergency fund, these situations can be more than just inconvenient. They can be downright stressful. The lack of a safety net means you might have to rely on high-interest credit cards, loans, or even the generosity of friends and family. This can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to escape, and the stress can affect not just your wallet, but your health and relationships too. Now, let's talk about people who had emergency funds when crisis struck. There's the story of a young couple who had saved up a small fund, and when they both lost their jobs unexpectedly, this fund helped them cover their living expenses until they found new employment. Then there's the single parent who could pay for an urgent home repair without having to choose between that and her child's needs. Having an emergency fund is like having a financial cushion that catches you when you fall. It's not just about the money. It's about the peace of mind it provides. Knowing that you have funds set aside for emergencies can give you the confidence to face life's uncertainties with a calm mind. It allows you to make decisions based on what's best for you, not just what's necessary for survival. So how much do you really need in your emergency fund? Well, the answer varies depending on individual circumstances. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This should give you enough to cover most emergencies and give you the time you need to get back on your feet, without the panic and stress that come with being unprepared. Emergency funds are not just a financial strategy, they're a crucial part of living a stable and less stressful life. They empower you to handle life's surprises with grace and security. Remember, it's not about if you'll need it, but when. So start building your emergency fund today and step into a future where you're ready for anything. Now let's talk about calculating the right amount for emergency funds. When it comes to emergency funds, you've probably heard the rule of thumb. Say 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. But what does that really mean? Let's break it down. If your monthly expenses are $2,000, then a 3-month emergency fund would be $6,000, and a 6-month fund would be $12,000. This money should cover rent or mortgage, food, utilities, and any other regular expenses. The size of your emergency fund can vary based on several factors. If you have a stable job with a steady income, you might be comfortable with a smaller fund. But if you're a freelancer with an unpredictable income, you might want more saved up. If you have dependents, like children or elderly parents, you'll need to consider their needs too. And don't forget about health. If you have medical conditions that could lead to sudden expenses, it's wise to have a larger fund. Let's look at some examples. Single individual. Jane is single, rents an apartment, and has no dependents. Her monthly expenses total $1,500. A 3-month emergency fund for her would be $4,500, and a 6-month fund would be $9,000. Family with kids. The Smith family consists of 2 parents and 2 children. Their monthly expenses, including childcare, amount to $4,000. They aim for a 6-month fund, which would be $24,000. Freelancer. Mike is a freelance graphic designer. His income varies, and his monthly expenses average $3,000. He opts for a 9-month emergency fund to feel secure, totaling $27,000. Geographical location and cost of living play a huge role too. Living in a big city with high rent and expenses will mean a larger fund compared to living in a rural area with lower costs. It's all about tailoring your emergency fund to fit your life and giving yourself the financial buffer you need to handle life's unexpected turns without panic. Calculating the right amount for your emergency fund isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's a personal decision that should be based on your lifestyle, obligations, and the level of financial security you desire. Start by calculating your monthly expenses, then multiply that by the number of months you want to cover. Adjust as needed for your personal circumstances. And remember, the goal is to have a fund that makes you feel secure, not one that follows a set rule. So take the time to figure out what works best for you and start saving towards that goal. It's one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Tips for building emergency fund. Building an emergency fund can seem daunting, but it's all about taking small, manageable steps. Start by setting achievable goals. For instance, aim to save $500 in the next 3 months. Once you hit that target, set a new one. It's about progress, not perfection. Budgeting is your best friend when it comes to saving. Track your spending to see where your money goes each month, and then look for areas to cut back. Maybe it's dining out less or skipping that daily coffee run. Every little bit you save can go straight into your emergency fund. Consider setting up automatic transfers to your savings account right after payday. It's like paying your future self first. Now let's talk about debt. If you have high-interest debt, like credit card balances, it's important to balance paying that off while also saving for emergencies. High-interest debt can grow quickly, so it makes sense to prioritize paying it down. But even a small emergency fund can prevent you from falling deeper into debt when unexpected expenses pop up. Growing your emergency fund gradually is important for your financial stability. One way to boost it is by saving any unexpected extra money you receive, like tax refunds or work bonuses, instead of spending it impulsively. Another method is to try increasing your income by taking up a part-time job or selling things you don't need anymore. This extra cash can be directed towards your emergency fund, helping it grow steadily. This way, your money can accumulate more over time, providing you with a more substantial safety net for unexpected expenses. By following these simple steps, you can steadily build up your emergency fund, ensuring you're better prepared for any financial challenges that may arise. Consistency and discipline are key. It's not about how much you save each time. It's about saving regularly. Even if it's just a small amount, it adds up over time. And don't get discouraged if you need to use some of your fund for an emergency. That's what it's there for. Just start rebuilding it as soon as you can. Building an emergency fund is a critical step in securing your financial future. It won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and smart strategies, you'll gradually build a financial cushion that will give you peace of mind and keep you prepared for whatever life throws your way. So start today and watch your emergency fund grow into a source of security and stability. Emergency funds are your financial lifeline, crucial for weathering unexpected storms. We've discussed how they provide peace of mind and the factors that influence how much you should save. We've also shared practical tips for building your fund, emphasizing the importance of consistency and discipline. Now, it's time to act. Start small, save regularly, and watch your emergency fund grow. Your future self will thank you for this act of foresight. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more financial wisdom. Like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share it with friends who could benefit from it. Together, let's build a financially secure future.